Alrighty, welcome everybody to the first episode of the Final Snap podcast. This is Dipshit 1, and that's Dipshit 2, wherever he is, that way, that direction. Oh, well, we're here to pretty much put our text conversations in a podcast, because they were stupid and worthy of a conversation, I guess. Maybe. Probably not, actually. But we'll see. Yeah, something like that, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. Alrighty. So we got some topics that we plan to cover for today's episode. We're probably not going to stick to any of them, and we're going to go so far in left field. But that's okay. Those topics are kind of just going to be somewhere along the lines of... we'll see. What did I put here? I have some notes, but, if I follow them, I'm probably going to fuck it up. But week 1 matchups, preseason games... injuries, player news, dramas, some college football stuff, just because I slightly care about that. And then Nathan's Dogs of the Week, which will be a complete embarrassment, because why not?
Complete embarrassment.
Yeah, total complete embarrassment. Alrighty, here. Let's see. Let's kick off into our, our first topic here, which was preseason. Yeah, any notable things about our preseason?
That's hard. Preseason's always such a turnoff for me. It's hard to watch. It really is. But we had a lot of important things happen. We had a lot of big trades. A lot of big trades over the preseason. Huge Micah Parsons trade to Green Bay.
Yeah.
We had Adam Thielen back to Minnesota. Keenan Allen back to the Chargers. Not sure how that's going to go. As far as games, I really feel like we didn't get a whole lot. I feel like we didn't get a whole lot this preseason.
I would agree with that. I felt like preseason was fairly dry for most teams. A lot of teams playing all their third string and fourth string, and not a whole ton of second string, and very little, of course, per usual, first string play.
Yep.
Really, our first week of preseason, I don't think there's much really notable here. I guess, let's see, where was that? I guess the most notable thing out of the first preseason was Shedeur Sanders with their 30-10 win over Carolina, which I guess was actually, as much as my feelings are indifferent about Shedeur Sanders, which was a great showing for him and their team.
I agree with that.
They really needed that, especially after having 5 QBs in the QB room this year, all of different age, different skill level, and now they've narrowed it down to they're 3 or they're 4.
Yeah, they're 3. They got Flacco, Shedeur, and Dylan Gabriel.
They dropped Kenny Pickett, which actually got picked up, if I'm right.
Yeah, he went to Vegas.
Yeah, he got picked up by the Raiders. Kenny Pickett. I don't know if that's going to be great for him or not.
I don't know. I thought didn't they have Aiden O'Connell or McConnell, whatever his name was?
Yeah, they did, but I think they're still starting Geno Smith.
Okay, so yeah, it says here, so Browns' Kenny Pickett went to the Raiders after Aiden O'Connell suffered a wrist injury, so they needed a new backup quarterback.
What's that severity of that wrist injury there?
Clearly severe enough for them to pick up a new backup quarterback. I mean, he will probably be out half the year, especially if it's his throwing wrist.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Would love to find out a little bit more about that for Aiden O'Connell.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I just looked at their injury report. Guess who's on the injury report for the Raiders?
Ashton Genty.
No, that'd be a total detrimental. No, I don't even want to think about that. My fantasy team cannot entertain that. No, Kenny Pickett.
Really? That's funny. Now they just have no back. Is he listed as questionable or doubtful or out?
They don't have him. I'm trying to find out what they have him as here. I don't think they have him slotted for anything yet. Let me see. Yeah, well, he had a full practice today, so I don't know.
He'll be
But
good.
he's labeled. Yeah, he's labeled as a hamstring injury at the moment, so
Okay.
it might not be that big of a deal. Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
even
he'll probably be
have
questionable.
they don't even have McConnell on here. They only have Crew Kelly and Kenny Pickett labeled on their injury report.
Hmm.
Unique. Maybe it was that bad that they just plan on moving him on to somebody else. Well, that's a unique one. All right.
Suffered fractured wrist, preseason finale expected out 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, that's all. I mean, it's almost a season ender for him, anyways.
That's a doozy. I mean, even if he does come back this season, Kenny Pickett's already going to have that 6 to 8 weeks of experience with the team if he needs to back up at all. So I think
Experience.
I have a
with the
feeling
team.
they'll go ahead and drop him.
Yeah, they'll probably get rid of him, but I honestly don't know if they'll commit to Geno Smith either as either QB1 the whole season.
Yeah, with Pete Carroll there, it's really hard to tell, honestly.
I want to hate Pete Carroll, but I do respect him and what he did in Seattle, but I don't think that's necessarily translating over to the Raiders at this moment.
Yeah.
They had a really tough last year with Gardner Minshew as their QB. They
100%.
had a detrimental season. So hopefully we see the turnaround this year. Like we said, they picked up Ashton Jeanty, and he had one really bad preseason game, and then he had some really good ones after that. So
Yeah,
we'll kind of have to wait and see.
Of, bringing Amari Cooper back.
Yeah, that I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers will be good. Honestly, the Raiders are a little bit of a sleeper team this year. If they can piece it all together with Pete Carroll there, they're a wild card for sure.
Yeah, plus Brock Bowers. That's going to be a good addition.
Brock Bowers is a dog, man.
We'll see what they do here. I mean, I always say that every year that they're going to be a sleeper team, but they can never put it together.
Yeah.
Ever. I feel similar about the Browns. Can never put it together.
Oh, yeah.
That's a whole front office
That's a
issue.
whole nother episode here. We talk about the Browns for the whole episode.
Oh, God. Yeah, we'd get a cease and desist in the mail from the Browns front office.
Yep.
Essentially, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Week 2 preseason. I don't think there's anything super notable to talk about week 2 here. The Seahawks destroyed the Chiefs, but that doesn't mean a whole ton. The Chiefs have always forever had a really bad second string and third string line. So I'm not really too surprised by that.
Not surprised there.
Nope.
The Chiefs are one of those teams that put all of their money, and I mean all of their money, into their starting string.
Yeah, and that benefits them until they start dropping like flies.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
We do have Brian Robinson Jr. getting traded to San Francisco. That was a pretty big blow there for Washington. Not sure what they were doing there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure they know what they're doing, period.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, they do have Eckler. They do have what's that new guy, Bill Krosky Merritt, whatever.
Yeah.
He's looking pretty good, I'm not going to lie. So I think, to get some picks maybe for Brian Robinson Jr., maybe they felt it was necessary. I don't know.
Am I blind, or when did the Commanders pick up Von Miller?
Oh, they picked him up at the very, very beginning of the offseason. That was one of the first moves that were made. He decided that he did not want to play in Buffalo anymore.
Which that's my opinion. That's a drastic mistake. I think
a horrible mistake.
I think Buffalo has a very good chance of making it to the bowl this year. They're a very good team. They know exactly what they're doing. They got that new stadium cooking up here for next season. If not this season, sometime next season they'll probably make it to the bowl. I think Von Miller, though, as an addition to the Commanders, is good. I wouldn't say Von Miller's at the peak of his career anymore, but we could always be surprised.
Yeah, so looking here, Wednesday, July 16th was when they announced him being with the Commanders. So that was about, close to 2 months ago, before any true preseason action or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, say that Von Miller, adds a huge addition to Washington's defense, but I mean, he's still Von Miller. I mean, you put him
Of
in
course.
a defense like Washington, he's still going to be successful. I mean, you've got Bobby Wagner there. You've got they picked up who was it? Marshawn Lattimore. They picked him up on that defense. So, I mean, Washington's defense is looking good. Adding someone like Von Miller definitely helps that out.
I mean, Von Miller did very, very well for Denver when the Broncos were struggling at their best. With Drew Lock was their QB for a while, and it was about as miserable as could be. And I mean, now I think Seattle's suffering with Drew Lock.
Yeah, Seattle's a huge question mark this year for me. I mean, Sam Darnold is all right.
I think I'm going to get a bounty on my head if I say Sam Darnold might have been a one-hit wonder.
I mean, hey, it's so hard to tell. I mean, I think part of the reason he did so good in Minnesota had to do with Justin Jefferson. You can be an average quarterback and you're still going to be throwing for, 4,000 yards with Justin Jefferson on your team. I mean, he's that good.
That is true. He is that good.
Granted, I mean, Sam Darnold's not a bad quarterback by any means.
No, he'll be a good pickup for fantasy this year as a backup or for anybody who doesn't have a killer QB.
Yeah, totally agree with that. I mean, especially with, although they did get rid of DK. Who is their? Oh, they got Cooper Kupp. I forgot about that. They did get Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp had a really poor last season.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't.
He wasn't 100% healthy, was he?
No, he was hurt majority of last season.
Yeah, so they started leaning really heavy on Puka.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Cooper Kupp for last season only ran for 700, only had 710 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's not great.
Not impressive. Not impressive at all. But I'm pretty sure he was hurt. I'm actually can guarantee that he was hurt majority of last season. I know because I had him on my fantasy team and I drafted him early and got my butt kicked. Yeah, so that was kind of a shame. But yeah, so they got Cooper Kupp. We'll see. I'm not all that hopeful in Seattle's performance this year. They got absolutely smoked by the Packers in practice and in their preseason game. It wasn't even fair.
Yeah,
I think Malik Willis.
That score, that was a very high score.
Yeah, Malik Willis put 31 points on him.
Yeah.
And that's another topic that's huge is Malik Willis. A lot of these guys are coming out, a lot of Packers especially are coming out and saying that he deserves to be a starter elsewhere. And I definitely see that. I definitely see maybe the Colts being a good target for him. Or also another spot will get a bounty if I say it, but possibly replacing Bryce Young.
Yeah, I get Bryce Young this season, and it's time to start talking about if we get a replacement for him.
Absolutely. So that would be a good target, but I don't know if the Packers are really going to be willing to give up Malik Willis. At least they'll have to get a pretty good trade going or some good picks, maybe some first rounders because they just got rid of their first rounders and they have no first round picks until 2028.
Still can't believe they gave all that up for Micah Parsons.
I mean, some people are saying that the Packers got fleeced. I'm not necessarily too sure if they got fleeced or not. Kenny Clark, great player, but he is out of his prime. He is older now. He's played with the Packers for a very long time, and I think he'll go back, play a season or two with the Cowboys, and then retire as a Packer.
Yeah.
He's been a Packer majority of his career, if not his whole career. So I think that will be his final resting point. But yeah, those 2 first-round picks, that kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I mean, you can still make other trades and, try to get some picks back in there if things aren't going too well, or, God forbid Micah Parsons gets hurt, it all
is
kind
hurt.
of walks away. Yeah, I know he's hurt right now. He's got a back thing going on, but
Mm-hmm.
he'll play week 1. I saw him
Yeah.
practice. He's
His
a
practice
dog.
looked really good, like
Yeah,
really
he's out there
impressive.
flying around, and they're talking about him having back contusions and stuff. Like,
It
he's
doesn't.
fine.
Yeah, he's totally fine. He's
Yeah.
on some anti-inflammatory as of today, and they said that's doing him good, and I believe so. It's impressive. He's impressive. He's gonna kick some butt. If you're looking for a defense on fantasy, man, the Packers are gonna be it.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing with the Packers, which don't put a bounty on my head, is I feel like there are some question marks in the secondary. You get rid of Jair Alexander. Not get rid of, but,
Mhm.
kind of get rid of. I know
They
he
will.
wasn't healthy. He had a lot of injury problems, but I do feel like there's a little bit lacking. But with somebody like Micah Parsons on your D-line, you don't need as much help in the secondary because he's getting to the QB in 3 seconds. So,
Yeah, the Packers have had a long stretch of anybody that's good on their offense, especially skill players. They just decide to get rid of immediately. Romeo Dobbs is the biggest one. I can't believe they did that. That sucks. But anybody that's worth a damn, they purge immediately. So Jari Alexander has a lot of problems with ball control and keeping the ball. That continues to be a trend throughout the season. I see the Packers leaning towards getting rid of him. I don't know what would be a good potential target for him, but maybe that will be the first round picks. But if he doesn't play well this season, then kiss that goodbye. Let me check something. Just want to expand on that. Looking for certain teams' rosters there we go. I made it as easy as possible for myself, but I'm still getting lost in all my notes. It's just how it be. Let's see. Packers got a lot of guys at the tight end spot. Josh Wild, Ben Sims, Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, John Fitzpatrick. It's a lot of guys in their tight end. The only 2 that they ever use will really be Tucker Kraft or Luke Musgrave. They give Tucker Kraft a lot more ball time than they do Musgrave, but I think Musgrave tends to pull out in the more complicated plays. That's just my personal opinion. I'll probably be expecting a bullet from somebody shortly. And then wide receiver wise, they're pretty... Oh, okay, of course I had it sorted and now it's no longer sorted. Yeah, I lied, they still have Romeo Dobbs. It's, what's his name? They traded him to the Ravens. Why can't I think of his name?
Jair Alexander, that's what I was talking about.
Wait, was it Jari Alexander? Oh, I'm getting them all
It was.
screwed up. My bad. Now I sound like an idiot. I sound like an idiot. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so we erased everything I kind of just said, but now I sound like a complete doofus. But no, Romeo Dobbs is still in the Packers. Other than that, everyone else is kind of just here. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing now that I actually really look at their whole lineup, and I'm gonna get rid of that before I cry.
Yeah, looking at that secondary, you've got a 7-year vet, and some other rookies that may be a little exciting, but you get a good offense that comes in there, and they're going to be torching them. I really, really believe in that. But like I said, with somebody like Micah Parsons getting to the QB in 3 seconds, you don't need as much help.
Micah Parsons is one guy.
Yeah.
They can't rely on that one guy forever.
Nope, not forever.
No, they relied on Devontae Adams as one guy for a very long time. They also relied on Jordy Nelson as one guy for a very long time. And Eddie Lacy for a very long time as one guy.
Yeah.
As soon as those guys were out or hurt, they could not compete. So
yeah,
we'll see. We will see what they got.
Can be very interesting.
Oh, yeah, it'll be a complete blowout with my luck. Alrighty. And then I think really the last topic for preseason game is we got to talk about Shiloh Sanders.
Oh, man. Oh, poor Shiloh.
I think that's a pretty big oof, if I were to say so.
I mean, yes, I agree with that. My only thing with that is it didn't seem 100% fair in Shiloh's, defense, right? You know, you've got this Bills player, this tight end coming up and literally is pushing him 40 yards after the play, and then Shiloh decides to cock it back and throw a punch. I agree with that. He should have been fined, all this other stuff. Do I think he should have been waived from the team? Not really. I think he had a fantastic preseason. He made a lot of great hits. He was constantly flying in and out of places. He was doing good. As much as, I will keep my opinions to myself about the Sanders family. He had a good preseason. And I do feel like with the Bucs secondary, he should have made the team. He should have made the 53-man roster.
I agree. We share a very similar opinion on the Sanders family, but I will always give credit where credit is due. And I think you're right. I think Shiloh should have made a 53-man roster, and I do think that they were unfair. But my guess was because he went undrafted, and because Colorado kind of had a interesting last season. But I think there was more to it than that. Something must have been wrong in the locker room, or they must have more have had sort of agreement, one slip and you're out kind of deal. I don't know the further details into that, but I would say that was a pretty unfair deal there. But I hope the best for him moving on, whether he gets signed by another team or not. At this point, I think most NFL teams are kind of interested in the Sanders boys. Actually, I have a quote here that's kind of interesting. Tom Brady himself kind of had something to say about the Sanders boys.
Oh.
Yeah. Where was it? I think I still have it on my phone. Let me pull up the screenshot. All right. So, according to Football Forever on Instagram, Tom Brady states, because football is the ultimate team, and even in this broadcasting role, Chris, that's what I took for all the time. When a quarterback throws a touchdown pass, I actually watch to see where he goes and who he celebrates with. Because what did I do? I looked for my offensive lineman every time. I went down and celebrated an end zone with my teammates every time. I wanted everyone to feel like they were part of the success. I told the linemen when we're all running into the end zone and we're celebrating as a team, because I think that's way more intimidating than a quarterback doing his six-shooter guns and pointing up in the crowd and doing all of that other bullshit. That's very self-promotional, but it's not about winning. And I think winning football is about a team, and always a team attitude first. And I kind of think that speaks directly to the Sanders boys and how they go about football. Not too sure. Maybe that's how they were raised, but Dion was a damn good football player, and he's a very good coach. The way he goes about coaching that Colorado team is very good. So their attitudes are just kind of biting them in the butt in this case, especially with this deal here. And yeah, the Shiloh deal wasn't him boasting, but it was more just him getting rocked and getting emotional. But that happens. It's football. It's just part of the sport, and it's kind of upsetting that the Bucs didn't give him a little bit of light of day in that situation. But yeah.
Yeah, I could see him maybe doing a little bit of time maybe for this year in the CFL or the XFL. I definitely think he'll get picked up. He's got skill. He's got a name. everybody's going to be watching where he's going, what team he goes to, if he does go somewhere. I feel like possibly next year you could have him coming back into the NFL, but I do think, the only other way is for if, somebody takes a big blow to their secondary, or they're looking for a little bit more depth, something like that. Or maybe it goes water under the bridge in a couple months. Who knows?
Do you have a potential target in mind if he were to come back, maybe for the 2026-27 season?
That's hard. I mean, it always depends on, what happens in the trade market, the free agency market, who retires, who does what, the injuries, all that kind of stuff. In my mind, I do think Tampa was a good fit for him.
I agree.
I don't know if they would ever bring him back after what happened. I don't think they will.
Definitely not.
As far as secondaries go and seeing maybe a little bit of help, I could see him fitting in Cleveland with Shador, getting a little bit of kind of mentorship from, they've got Denzel Ward over there, Dog. I could definitely see him there. I could see him in Green Bay. I could see him, with a secondary that has a little bit of holes. Needs somebody who can kind of either play that corner slot or play that free safety spot. Definitely a good fit. I mean, it's totally up in the air. I could see him coming back this year if water does go under the bridge, but if next year comes around and he gets a second chance, there's definitely a couple teams out there that he fits in.
Yeah, I think he'd be good on the Raiders.
That's a good point. I was not thinking about Vegas. Yeah.
Vegas seems to be a spot for a lot of those type of guys, and a lot of them will succeed there.
Place.
Exactly, and they usually end up thriving in that situation.
Yep.
And then they sometimes hold on to players that I feel like are way too good for their league, like Max Crosby.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think Ashton Genty's going to turn out that way.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know where. I mean, really, he'll go anywhere that's big. I could see Ashton Genty playing for the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bills, the Packers, the Lions, the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's, give it a few years. For the Ravens, for example, if Derrick Henry retires, bring in a guy like Ashton Genty, and all of a sudden you've got the same squad just going over again.
Do you think Derrick Henry will be out in a few years?
It's hard to tell. I mean, he's still in, peak conditioning for his body. I mean, we see the off-season workouts that he puts in. It's absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
But he is getting up there in age. He did sign a contract extension for an additional 2 years. So he's at least here until post-2027 season. However, I do think there is a possibility of him retiring after that. Especially if the Ravens do end up getting a Super Bowl. I think that's what he's chasing right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I do think that
a Ravens Super Bowl would really complete a lot of those guys' dream, because they've been in the hunt for so long, especially after last year. That was the toughest game to watch.
Yeah, we won't get into that.
Come on. No, of course.
Oh man.
That was just as sad as could be.
Yeah.
As bad as the game could have gone. It was good all the way up until the last second, but
yeah, I mean it was a rough game to watch. There were a lot of issues, a lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties, so much. But it was an entertaining game. It did come down to the very, very last play. But it sucked.
Yeah.
And it did suck that it was 2 years in a row, because in 2023 it happened in Kansas City. Or not in Kansas. Kansas City was in Baltimore. And Zay Flowers fumbled on the goal line, and there was missed field goals, and that was, the AFC Championship game, and Kansas City ended up going on to win the Super Bowl, so
yeah, fuck them.
Blocked. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no, everybody hates the Chiefs. I'm sorry. I'll be the first to say screw the Chiefs.
Yeah. Could not agree more.
Alrighty. Well, I think that covers a little bit of preseason and a ton of extra bull crap that wasn't a part of preseasons.
Yeah, it happens.
The week 1 matchup and score predictions.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this will be fun.
This will be great. I got it all on my little paper sheet here.
Alright, you're more prepared than I am. I just have the website up. But that will work. That'll be exactly what I need it to be.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, good old game tomorrow, since we're filming this on a Wednesday evenings.
Oh, yes.
Our Cowboys, Eagles.
My instincts want to go Philly blowout, but I do think with the way that, Jerry has that team going, the way Dak is, the way CeeDee Lamb is, they bring in George Pickens. I think Philly will still win. However, I think it'll be a high-scoring game that is a close game that kind of comes down to the end, especially being a divisional matchup. They always are. So I do have Philly winning. I have high scoring. Prediction is 34-28 Eagles.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually am in 100% agreement. I think it's going to be within one score, whether that's a touchdown or a field goal of each other.
Yep.
I do think the Eagles will win. They are the better team. But you never know with the Cowboys. Although the Cowboys makes a lot of questionable mistakes. We'll have to see. Their defense will be struggling. You know, they got a massive gap now, and we'll see how they kind of choose to play Kenny Clark in replacement of Micah Parsons. So,
yeah, I mean, losing Micah Parsons, how are you going to stop a guy like Saquon Barkley? You
can't. You seriously can't. There's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Even with the tush push, like they're just going to get ran over every step of the way.
Yeah, it's that's why my gut says it is going to be a blowout win. It is the NFL. I don't think it'll be a blowout win, but I do think it'll be a monster game for the Eagles. They are going to run all over that defense. I think, there may be some picks, guys like Quandre Diggs. It's hard to tell. There may be a defensive score in there. Maybe that's how they make it a closer score. But yeah, I mean that Dallas defense is going to struggle hard against that Philly offense for sure.
Yeah, and for everyone that's watching, that game will be on NBC. It will not be a guarded game. The next game would be Friday, September 5th. That's the first ever game that is going to be streamed on YouTube. Not YouTube TV, just YouTube itself. That is our lovely Kansas City Chiefs versus the LA Chargers, and I almost called them San Diego Chargers. I'm still butthurt about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are.
Yep. This game, I think I'm pretty sure I got the Chiefs winning this game if I were to pick. 24-14, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, something like it's either going to be that or it's going to be like 42-7. It's going to be one or the other. We'll just see how bad the referees want to interfere.
Yeah, and I mean that game's the game out in Brazil, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So I think, after watching last season, it was Philly and Green Bay. It was Philly and Green Bay.
Which Green Bay lost that game, but it was close.
Green Bay did lose that game, but it was a close, good game.
It was a really good game.
So when I was making my predictions, I took that into mind. I think I remember watching that game. The field's in a little bit of rough shape. There were a lot of players that were getting banged up.
Hurt, yeah. I forgot about that.
Field. I do think Kansas City takes it. It is a divisional matchup again. But yeah, I do have Kansas City taking it. I had a score of 17-13. I think it'll be a little bit of a low-scoring defensive matchup. I think there's going to be some sloppy mistakes, especially on a field like that one that's out in Brazil. But yeah, 17-13 Chiefs. I mean, it's hard to bet against them as much as we dislike them. Their success is proven. I mean, it's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
it is what it is.
And I didn't think about that field. I think that field claimed a few Achilles last year.
Oh, 100%.
It was
Yeah,
it was
Philly
really
and
bad.
Green Bay.
Yeah, it was terrible. It banged up both teams quite substantially. So
Yeah, because that was the game Jordan Love got hurt.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, like right off the bat, and then Malik Willis came in for 6 games. It was either 4 to 6 games and won almost all of them.
yeah. I mean, hey, Willis did great.
Yeah.
Willis did great after that, and I think Tennessee just letting him go and just going straight to Green Bay, he had a chip on his shoulder, and he showed it, man. I mean, he balled out for those 4 to 6 games. So I definitely
Yeah.
agree with what you said earlier, man. He deserves that starting spot somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, that will be an interesting game. I'm interested to see the field conditions because that will be the largest playing part here in how that game goes, especially scoring wise.
Yeah, 100%.
And then Sunday, we got a lot of games to talk about here.
A lot of games on
lot of
Sunday.
games. So we got our 12 p.m. slot games, which will be Buccaneers at Atlanta. Buccaneers v. Falcons.
Yeah, Buccaneers, Falcons. Yeah, 1 p.m. my time. I'm over here on the East Coast, but that's all right.
Yeah, well, screw you.
Yeah, I got Tampa winning this one. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer here. I know Atlanta has their home field advantage. Another divisional game. A lot of divisional games, actually, now that I'm looking at it for week 1. But, I mean, I've got Tampa winning this. I said score prediction 27-16. Divisional games are always pretty close. I don't think they're really going to be a blowout. But, my leaning factor here, rookie Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State is an absolute dog. He showed it in preseason. He is an animal. Having Emeka Egbuka on one side, or even if he plays in the slot, and Mike Evans on the other side, I mean, how do you not score touchdowns with that duo? They are going to put up some numbers. I feel like both of them will have a touchdown on Sunday. Little bold prediction there.
Yeah.
Tampa winning. I've got 27-16.
I got 27-20.
Yeah.
With the Buccaneers winning that game. I think, like I said, I think that combo is just too good to be true here.
Yeah,
so that'll be a good game. Atlanta hasn't been much to write home in a little bit here, so we'll see. They got that beautiful stadium, though, I'll tell you that.
They do. We love Mercedes-Benz.
Yep. Our next game is Bengals versus the Browns here. That's in Cleveland.
It is in Cleveland.
I got the Bengals winning this.
Yep. I said the same thing.
By a pretty substantial point. I'm going to say 27-7.
Really? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to disagree with that. Cleveland's going to struggle a little bit. But, I mean, you've got Flacco coming in. Flacco is one of those quarterbacks that is sturdy. I mean, he's one of those guys that when you have him playing quarterback, you know what to expect. Yeah, he might throw like 2 to 3 interceptions, but he's going to throw 4 to 5 touchdowns on the back end.
Correct.
I do have Cincinnati winning this game, but I do think it'll be 28-24. Closer score. AFC North games are extremely brutal. They are always going to be a dogfight. Doesn't matter what teams are. I mean, Cleveland goes in there and they'll, beat the Ravens twice a year, and then, the next year it'll be 0-2. I mean, it's completely hard to tell. But yeah, I do think Cincinnati's going to pull away with that win. Hard to tell with the score. I think it'll be a little bit closer, a little bit high scoring, but could be blowout win for sure.
It really depends on Cincinnati's line. Their offensive line has been struggling. Their preseason they were struggling. They really got Joe Burrow out of the pocket, running around like a madman. I know Joe Burrow can put it together, but he needs longer than 0.5 of a second here to get that ball out of there. He's not superhuman. So if their line can hold together, I think it'll be a great game. But if it's
Yep.
classic Cincinnati offensive line, then I think it'll be a struggle.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Next game here is looks like we got Miami and Indianapolis.
Oh, yeah.
This even a question?
Is it? Is it a question?
I think it's pretty clean cut and dry on who's going to win this match.
That's funny.
Why do you not have Miami winning this?
I don't have Miami winning this.
No way! Why don't you have Miami winning this?
I don't have Miami winning this game for not more than one reason. I've got a couple reasons here. I don't have faith in Tua Tagovailoa.
No one does.
I've never,
Not even
ever
not
had
even Tua
faith in Tua
Tagovailoa has
Tagovailoa.
faith in himself.
Yeah, I've never had faith in him. From obviously a fantasy perspective, you have Tua on your team. It's so hard to tell what's going to happen. But from just an overall NFL perspective, I mean, he's one game he comes out, he throws 4 interceptions, doesn't even have a touchdown. The next game he comes out, he throws 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. He's got 100 yards rushing, 400 yards passing. It's so up in the air with him. Is Tyreek Hill going to be 100% healthy? Is Jalen Waddle going to be 100% healthy? You've got Devon Achane on the, he's kind of working with
Who's
some
hurt?
things there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have it as a super close game. I said 21-20. I think this is one of those games that Indianapolis pulls away with it. I think it is going to be a last-second win for them. I think it'll be one of those where it's like, a last-second field goal, or it came down to like somebody had a safety in the game and then misses a field goal, something like that. I did have on my little note here, Tyler Warren breakout game. Tyler Warren out of Penn State, tight end, absolute dog. I really think that he is going to have a breakout year here. I don't entirely trust Indiana's quarterback decisions, but I think somebody will get it done. Whether they're going back and forth in the game, whether Daniel Jones finally puts something together, they bring in Anthony Richardson again, who knows? But I don't know. That's my sleeper pick of the week, is having Indiana pull that one off.
That'd be quite insane. Indianapolis had a terrible preseason. They played like complete junk the whole time. It was not impressive. Every single game was not impressive at all. But you are right. I do have zero faith in Tua. He has a higher chance of getting concussed than throwing a touchdown. He's made that clear at this point, and it doesn't help that Tua and Tyreek Hill do not get along. They've had constant fights, especially in the locker room. So there's just no faith. Their coach doesn't believe that they're going to get along ever again, and none of their fans do either. Then that's a huge problem. But Tyreek also has a ton of other issues outside of football, with legal cases, divorces, etc., that are going to be weighing heavy on him, whether he plays good or not. So I had this game a little bit closer. I had it 14-7.
Yeah, low scoring.
Yeah, 14-7, Miami will take the win. I don't think it will be an easy win for Miami. I think they'll struggle a little bit. But who knows? Tua can come out and just mop the floor with everybody. We'll see. I doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see here.
So hard to tell, man. That's like honestly, out of the whole lineup that we have for this coming week, that was one of the games that I struggled the most to pick a winner. Just because both teams are so indecisive, and it's so hard to tell what team you're going to get on Sunday. Like, Miami could come out and play like the best team in the NFL. You have no idea.
Absolutely.
So it's so up in the air, honestly.
Mm-hmm. But it's also a game I feel like it's going to have super low viewership anyways. It's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a huge game. I mean, I don't think any of these games that we've talked about are going to be huge viewership-wise. I mean, of course, the Cowboys-Eagles will be, because that's the first game in the NFL. And then
Yeah.
the next game I see being big is Cincinnati Browns, just because of Shador Sanders, and they know that Flacco's going to play. But still, I think there's a lot of Shador fans out there that think that he's going to come in and save the day, and whether that happens or not, who knows? But I think they have that hopeful in the back of their head, so we'll see how that goes. He's really gained. A lot of Colorado fans have really come over to be Browns fans because of that, so it's good for their organization, but we'll see how that plays out this season. Yep, and then like I said, the Indy Miami game will suck. Either way.
So yeah.
We got our last 12 o'clock, or no, we got a few more 12 o'clock slots. 12 or 1 o'clock, depending on where the hell you are. Screw the West Coast or Alaska time. You don't get your time slot mentioned here. We got the Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville.
Yeah, me here. Another low-scoring game. I think this might be the lowest one that I have. 13-10 as my final score. I'm pulling away with this one. It's hard to, pick Carolina as a winner here. They do have some people that, on that squad will be good. Bryce Young's a little iffy. I give him the rest of this year, and then, we got to start raising some questions, but we'll see if he gets it done. Jacksonville coming in. I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. is an animal, absolute animal. He's going to be flying all over the field. Carolina really doesn't have much of a secondary, so I think he may get probably 1 to 2 touchdowns in there. I cannot remember though who Jacksonville's running back is.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Come on, phone. Of course, like when I need my phone, it's like no.
I'm
you
blanking.
you get no anything. Ugh, let me pull it up here.
Who is it?
So they're running back.
Yeah.
Tank Bixby and Travis
Okay,
Etienne. Yeah. Etienne played okay last season. I think he's going to be big to their team this year.
Yep. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
And Tank Bixby, he's not he's not absolutely a star, but I think he'll also be reliable for them this year.
Yeah, I mean Tank Bixby, he played good last season. I mean, he did good. He was a super fantasy guy. He put up some touchdown numbers, put up some rushing yards. He's good. And they're going against Carolina. I think that, first game of the season, I think it's a little low scoring, going to be a little sloppy there, similar to that Indiana-Miami game. But I do have Jacksonville pulling away.
I got Jacksonville, too, at 7-3. I think it'll be a...
Yep. Very low scoring doozy game.
Yeah. 7-3 and at most 14-7 would be, or maybe 14-10 at absolute max. I don't think it'll be that. Well, that's going to be the game that's like 53 points, highest scoring NFL game ever. We're sitting here like, nah, it's not gonna be anything. Alrighty, moving on to Las Vegas versus New England. This is home in New England.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas has Ashton Genty. You've got Max Crosby on the defense. You got some dogs on your team, but I think New England puts it together. I think you get home field advantage. I think you bring in Titans' old head coach. Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel. You bring in Mike Vrabel, former Patriot linebacker, and coach up this team. You bring in a guy like Travion Henderson from Ohio State, absolute animal. I have New England pulling away with this one. 24-16 is my score prediction. I do think Ashton Genty will have a touchdown in this game. I do think Max Crosby will have a sack or two. However, New England will pull away with this one. Travion Henderson is going to run all over the field. he's going to be an animal. Praying he does not get hurt because that will completely screw me in my vision here. But yeah, I've got New England pulling this one away.
I'm opposite. I think I got the Raiders on this one. New England hasn't been all that impressive the last few years. Really, ever since they lost Tom Brady and Belichick, it's been not good. They've really struggled to find any level of grounding. They've got blown out last season, and the season before were just miserable to watch. I think the Raiders really have more of a team this year. I think Ashton Genty really just is going to be. I think he'll probably have 2 or 3 touchdowns. So we'll see how much they rely on him. Geno Smith is unproven. He was unproven in Seattle. He's going to be unproven here. It's really up to Pete Carroll. Good old crazy Pete Carroll.
See about that. Is it real big question mark on these Las Vegas Raiders, honestly.
You know what's funny about this game? It's Tom Brady's former team versus Tom Brady's actual team that he owns. I didn't think about that.
Yep. Very interesting.
Yeah, I bet you he'll be there for that one.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
Well, however, this game is on CBS, so he will probably, I would imagine, be calling one of the Fox games in the 4:05 time slot.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
I forget he's an announcer. Well, he'll be watching it.
Oh, yeah, you know it.
Yep. Alrighty, next game. Arizona versus Saints. This game is there's a clear winner here, but I'm going to go against that, and I'm going to put Saints 27-20. I want the Saints to win. I like Spencer Rattler a lot. He looks like a young Brett Favre. I think he has a lot of skill. Don't get me wrong, he's kind of trash. He's been a real big disappointment for the Saints, but I like the kid, and I think he really has some talent moving forward. I don't know if the Saints is the right spot for him moving forward, but we'll see how this season plays out. But it's hard when you're trying to go against Kyler Murray, Mr. Small Man, and the Arizona Cardinals here.
Yeah, I mean, really shocked you went with New Orleans there. I do not think they will get it done.
I agree.
Arizona is going to have a competitor for defense of the year. Or contender, that's what I meant to say. Contender for defense of the year. I think their defense is extremely slept on. They are one of the easiest schedules in the NFL for that team. They are going to have, a defensive year for sure. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. 2+ touchdowns. That is a great line. I mean, did you look at the off-season pictures of Marvin Harrison Jr.? I mean, he gained like 50 pounds of pure muscle.
Oh yeah,
dude looks like a beast.
I absolutely think you're right though on this deal.
Yeah. Question is, can Kyler Murray get the ball out to him? I mean, that's the real question there. And
can he see over his own line?
Yeah, exactly.
How tall is Kyler Murray? I
think he's 5'8", 5'7".
He's 5'10". I am exactly 1 foot taller than Kyler Murray.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious. Going back to what you were saying about their season, their schedule this year. Of course, they got the Saints we were just talking about, but they have Carolina next, 49ers, Seattle, Tennessee, Indy, Green Bay, Dallas, Seattle again, 49ers again, Jacksonville. Yeah, they do got an easy schedule. They got a really...
I think Arizona could seriously be a potential to win their division. I really mean that. With how easy their schedule is, if they can lock everything together offensively, I think their defense is sturdy. But I definitely think they could pull away with that NFC West there.
They got to get through the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, San Fran is the only team that they got to get through. And, if everyone stays healthy, obviously San Fran is the better team, but Arizona could be a sleeper, man.
I hope Arizona wins their division. I'm not a huge Cardinals fan,
Yeah.
but I really am sick of the 49ers winning their division because I need the Packers to go play somebody else in the playoffs. Please,
Yeah,
for the
that's
love of God, I'm so
extremely
sick of
understandable.
losing to the 49ers.
Yep.
And over stupid shit, too, every time. But I need them to win that. That'd be great. But yeah, the 49ers are going to be the biggest contender this year. And like we said, the Seahawks are unproven. The Rams are going to be kind of doo-doo.
Yeah. God, the Rams are so hard for me to, form an opinion on because they bring in so many weapons, and Matthew Stafford is a good quarterback. I mean, he can get it done on any given day, but
He's done. He's
they're
done
so
after this
injury
year.
prone. He's so much older. I mean, there's so many question marks on that team, and I mean, we'll talk about it more when we get to that. I want to say it's a 425 matchup they have.
It's a 425 matchup, correct? For you.
We'll talk about it more when we get there. We'll see.
Yep. The next game is ginormous.
Huge game.
The Steelers versus the Jets. Now,
Oh, man.
I'm going to be very truthful here. I'm a huge, huge, huge Aaron Rodgers fan as a player. I don't like him as a person. I really enjoy him as a player. The Steelers always figure out how to win. But I don't know if the Jets got it this time around, but I think we're going to see kind of a high-scoring game, 27-14. Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers has been practicing good. He is older. We always got to put that into account. So I'll see how long he sits there before they throw someone else in there. But he has Will Howard as his. Did they name Will Howard QB2? Or did they have somebody else in
They
between?
did not, because he's starting the season on IR. First 4 weeks, he will be on IR.
For what? What did I miss?
I think it was a wrist injury, but it might have been.
No!
Let me see. What was Will Howard?
I refuse. There's no way. I didn't know that. He is not stated.
Breaking a bone. He broke a bone in the finger of his throwing hand during training camp. Not even during preseason. It was during training camp.
Oh.
Huge blow for that QB room.
That sucks. I was really banking on Will Howard being QB2 for them because, Ohio State, he knows what he's doing. Aaron Rodgers is about the best mentor you can have. Look at Jordan Love. Playing great. And really now, in the more recent years, it's really come out that Aaron Rodgers was a great mentor to Jordan Love, unlike Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. So I'm glad to see that there's improvement in that mentorship for any Packers QB. But that'll be a good game. I do think the Steelers are going to come off with that win, though. They in general just have a way better team.
Yeah. The Steelers are the team that I hate the most in the NFL.
I'm sorry.
But I do have them winning this game. I think Aaron Rodgers goes back up to MetLife Stadium against the Jets and puts on a showing. Shows the Jets that they did him wrong. I do think this will be a little bit of a closer game. I don't think it'll be a high scoring as high scoring as you said. I do have Pittsburgh winning 21-16. And my little asterisk there, I had Rodgers to DK Metcalf as a game-winning touchdown. I think that's what it'll come down to. I think the Jets will have a lead for maybe like half the game because I don't think Pittsburgh will really have it together with Rodgers not really playing with the team much of preseason or maybe a little bit of training camp and stuff like that. But I think it'll be a little sloppy at first. Their defense is 100% solid, one of the best in the NFL. So I think it'll be a little low scoring for the Jets, but I think they'll have a little bit of a lead at first. And then second half comes around, and the Steelers will kind of take it away. So,
yeah, I also think Justin Fields for the Jets is just not going to be impressive.
Not at all. Not at all. I don't think what they were thinking bringing him in.
That was a total. They did Rodgers so incredibly dirty on that deal. They really just they didn't have faith. He got hurt his first season, of course. Second season with the Jets was not great. Don't get me wrong. He didn't play any better than what's his name. Who they had the season prior? What was his? Oh, the kid that got with the Kelsey's mom. That meme that was going around.
Oh,
He wasn't terrible.
oh my God, I can picture him.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, yeah, the Mormon dude. He played for BYU
Yes.
or something like that.
BYU.
Yeah.
BYU guy.
So so don't get me wrong, he didn't play better than Zach Wilson as of like the overall games won, but I think if you gave him another year to get with the team, they picked up a few good players towards the middle of that season. They picked up Devontae Adams, and they had a lot of Packers move over there. So they just didn't give him enough time to sit with that team.
Yeah.
But that's their own problem. I mean, I understand age is definitely a fear of theirs. But I don't know. He probably didn't have he probably has this year to play, and he's done. So I don't know if technically a second playing year with the Jets would have fixed anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's an organization problem, not a Rodgers problem.
I agree.
I think he'll succeed in Pittsburgh. I think under a coach like Mike Tomlin, as hard and painful as it is for me to say, he always finds a way to win. It's Pittsburgh. We know this. They will have a winning season. I think it starts off 1-0 in over there in Jersey.
I agree. All right, our next game is another game that's not incredibly crazy to write home about, but has my favorite rookie.
Yes, sir.
The New York Giants versus the Commanders. Honestly, the Commanders are probably going to win this game.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And it will be by a substantial amount.
Yep.
27-14, I guess, at the best.
Yep.
But I can't sit here and not lie. Jackson Dart is my favorite rookie going into this year. That kid is just so freaking sharp. All the way through his interviews that he had with the Giants, it was really cool to watch. His pre-interviews with John Gruden were really cool to watch. Kid knows what he's talking about. Smart guy. He played really well in the preseason. Oh yeah, well we'll get to John Gruden here a little bit later. But yeah, so I think the Commanders will take this win. I don't really care about the Commanders a whole ton, so my knowledge on them is fairly limited.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I do have a lot more to say about them just because they are the local area team. They're all
Correct.
I hear about. All everybody talks about is the Commanders, how good they were. Should have been a Super Bowl team last year, whatever.
Delusional bitches.
Literally, yeah, they're completely delusional.
In all caps.
Yes, 1,000,000%. I agree with you. Jackson Dart is my favorite rookie as well coming into this season. However, it is very close between him, Travion Henderson. I believe in Quinshon Judkins, other than the drama he's had off the field. A lot of drama there. Cam Scatterbo as well. Another New York Giant. I don't know how much playing time he will be seeing in that game. Along with Jackson Dart, I think, the first couple of weeks the Giants will roll with Russell Wilson unless, they decide they want to bring Jackson Dart in for a couple snaps or something like that. But I do think, you got to give Russ his respect, give him a shot, give him a couple weeks.
Disagree. I so disagree with that. I think he needs to retire while he still has a little bit of honor left in his soul. Because we can't have another Broncos country let's ride moment.
Yeah.
Jesus, I just shifted my whole setup. Oh my God. That's crazy.
But yeah, I agree with you. This is going to be a complete blowout win. I actually had it 37-13. I think.
Holy crap! You were not nice.
Are going to put up a crap ton of points on this Giants defense. I mean, yeah, you bring in Abdul Carter as your draft pick. He's going to be a complete animal. I mean, I watched him in training camp, a little bit in preseason. They didn't really play him in preseason because they knew he was going to be a day one starter, obviously. Yeah, I mean, Washington blowout win. I think the offense they have over there, Jaden Daniels he's good. He is
I
that
agree.
good. He's being compared to Lamar for a reason. I think the wideouts that they have over there. Their defense is, one of the best in the league. They bring in Von Miller. They have Bobby Wagner, who's a dog. Guy named Frankie Louvu, absolute animal. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be good this year. They really are. They are an NFC contender. It's painful for me to say because I completely dislike their fan base and the people that are around here, but that's okay. I'll keep my comments to myself.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, our next game, which is to me is another completely useless game.
Oh yeah.
The Tennessee Titans versus the Broncos. What the hell's their QB over there now in Denver? What's his name?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. Okay, yeah, thank you. I think Bo Nix is a great QB. He's not amazing, but he's definitely gonna do some hurt here on Tennessee. I think this is an easy Broncos win. Not a ginormous win, but 24-14, something like that. Not a huge scoring game, but I think Bo Nix will be able to put it together. They had an okay season last year. He did shine a little bit, so I think they'll be able to put it together and have a okay season this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in complete agreement with you here. Denver's going to take this game away. I will, however, be extremely interested to see how Cam Ward does on this Tennessee Titans offense. I don't think he's going to do well because
it's the Tennessee Titans.
It's the Tennessee Titans.
It's not the rookie part. It's the Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I am interested to see how he does. I do have Broncos winning 27-13, very similar score there.
Yeah.
I actually had Cam Ward 2+ interceptions. I think that's a little bold prediction there. I think Pat Surtain is going to come in there and just catch him by surprise. Another point for Denver, they picked up J.K. Dobbins.
I forgot about that. That's huge.
When he is healthy, J.K. Dobbins is one of my favorite players in the league. I really hate that it didn't work out for him in Baltimore because he was so unhealthy. But he's a dog. I mean, he's a complete animal. He's going to run all over that Titans defense. Give me Denver 27-13.
All right. Yeah, we're in agreement on that one for sure. All right, the next game is another game that I literally don't give a rat's ass about. It's the 49ers versus the Seahawks. I got the 49ers winning this.
Yeah.
Another divisional game here. I'm going to probably say 27-7. CMC's healthy. Brock Purdy's playing good. They're missing a few guys from last year, but honestly, they were able to put it together last year. I think they'll kick some butt this year, although I'm not a huge Niners fan. This is going to be their game.
Yeah. Definitely in agreements on that. I also have San Francisco winning. I think CMC returns hot. I think he gets 2+ rushing touchdowns. I do have San Fran winning 24-13.
Yeah, we'll see how his calf holds up. I'm pretty sure it's going to shred itself.
Let's hope.
Sorry for all you fantasy people that picked up CMC. Looks good now, but wait till week 2.
Man. I had CMC last year. I hated it.
Yeah, my buddy picked CMC first round last year, got him screwed over, and then he picked CMC first round the year prior, and guess what? Screwed him too. Yep. So he's getting up there though in age. So I think he's nearing his last probably 2 or 3 seasons before he's gonna call it. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's hard.
He talked about it. He talked about it in a podcast recently that he's thinking about it.
Really?
I think the injuries are getting to him.
Yeah, I agree.
If he could play healthy for 2 straight seasons, I think then he'll play for another 5 or 6. But if he gets hurt again this year, I think he'll call it.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
The next game is another really, really big game. Got a Lions.
Huge game.
in Green Bay versus the Packers here. This is going to be an excellent game. This will be actually a very good game. The Lions were
Yep.
very, very good last year, although they did trade wins and losses with the Packers throughout the season. I got this game definitely a Packers win. Score-wise, probably 27-20. It might be closer than that, though.
You're gonna hate me for this. I do have Detroit winning this game.
I don't hate you for that.
I have Detroit winning this game. I do think this is game of the week potential. This is going to be a huge matchup. I think if this game was on Fox, this would be the game Tom Brady would be calling. It is a CBS game. It'll probably be Tony Romo game or something like that. Who knows?
Hey, Tony Romo's not bad, okay? He's the last thing I'm holding on to here in Texas, okay?
Yeah, I had a few notes on this game. I think defense wins on both sides. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a defense game. It's going to be huge on the defensive side.
Yep.
Especially with Micah Parsons now.
Yeah, 100%. You bring in a guy like Micah Parsons. That's all everybody's going to be focused on. The one thing that I did forget about is Aiden Hutchinson is coming back.
He's back, yes.
He got hurt all of last year.
It was gruesome hurt, too. It wasn't just like
yeah.
hurt. It was like, close your eyes, don't watch the screen kind of hurt.
That was a rough injury for sure. So good to see him back healthy. I've seen some clips of him in training camp and practice and all that stuff. He's looking like nothing ever happened to him. So he's going to be a dog. I do have Detroit winning. I said 23-21. I think it'll be a really close game. I think it'll come down to the last minute. Those divisional games always do, especially with Detroit and Green Bay there. But definitely potential for game of the week.
These are two teams that don't piss me off. Whoever wins or loses, of course, I want the Packers to win here. But I'm so close to Detroit being a Packers fan that can't, as much as I hate the Lions, I can't hate them. So, whether they win or lose, it's going to be a good game. Both teams are both Super Bowl potential teams here. I think the Lions are a little bit more Super Bowl potential than the Packers this year. But we'll kind of have to wait and see how that goes. All right, we only have 3 more games here. Oh, one of these games, you're not going to like me. The next game, the 425 or 325 slot, depending where you are, is the Houston Texans at SoFi Stadium in LA versus the Rams. I got Houston winning this. I mean, I live in Houston. I got everybody barking down my ear. Everybody loves C.J. Stroud. Although I don't think C.J. Stroud can play very well outside the pocket. He's very stiff. I think they're going to pull off a win here, and a good win. 27-14 Houston, for sure.
Okay.
Tank Dell's good. He's back. I think they're going to put it together.
Very interesting. I'm the complete opposite here. I do have the Rams winning this game. First off, in LA, I think that's going to throw off CJ Stroud a little bit. I do remember that Houston is a little banged up right now. No Joe Mixon. You do bring in a guy like Nick Chubb, but how healthy is Nick Chubb really after the few injuries that he's had to those legs? Gruesome injuries at that. Huge question mark for me in Houston. I think with a weak division like they have, they will still end up pulling it off. Tank Dell's an animal. Nico Collins is an animal. C.J. Stroud can launch the ball downfield. We all know that. But yeah, I do think in that first game I've got LA winning. What do I have here? Oh, Devontae and Puka on the same field is going to be a crazy matchup.
I totally forgot about Devontae Adams playing for the Rams now.
Yeah, I think Matthew Stafford and Devontae Adams and Puka are going to be hard to defend.
It's going to be a combo.
It's going to be a hell of a combo.
The other big consideration for this game is temperature. LA's LA's a lot cooler than here in Texas. Don't get me wrong, NRG Stadium is domed, but the AC ain't that great. I promise you. It's 105 outside, and it's 105 in that stadium, if not hotter.
Yeah.
It's a pretty miserable stadium to play at. So SoFi, it's going to be a lot cooler. It's probably 75 degrees out there. So hopefully there's a little bit of benefit in that, but it could work against them here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the game that you're going to shoot me for, Baltimore at Buffalo. I got the Bills winning this. I really do. I think the Ravens are a great team. I think Lamar Jackson's good, but I just think Josh Allen's gonna. I just think they deserve this win. To be completely honest, I think the Bills deserve a Super Bowl. I'm gonna be kind of biased all year on this one. Although I do think this will be a very low. It'll either be a very low scoring game or a very high scoring game. But both teams are very good. It's gonna be a defensive game for sure. I think we're probably looking 14-7 either way here. Or 14-10, kind of just depends. But yeah, this will be another game that definitely qualifies for Game of the Week, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, how can it not be Game of the Week? A previous, playoff matchup, AFC divisional round, game came down to the wire. You put it on Sunday Night Football, Week 1, national television. All eyes are going to be on this game. A little bit of bias in my answer. I am a Ravens fan. However, just from what I know, I do have Baltimore winning this game. I think it is hard to play in Buffalo, but it's not, January where it's -10 up there.
Yeah,
in
it's
Buffalo.
not cold yet. That's true.
But I do think the Ravens get their revenge after that crazy, crazy playoff game. I think they're going to come out full guns blazing. I actually disagree with you on this. I don't think it'll be a defensive matchup. I think with the way their offenses are, I think both teams are going to be firing down the field, and it'll be one blow after the other. That's normally the way these games go. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson trying to showcase what they've got. You look at Baltimore, you bring in guys like, D-Hop. Yes, he is a little bit washed. We know this. He's not in his prime anymore. But he's still DeAndre Hopkins, all right? He's still DeAndre Hopkins. You still have to guard him. He can still make plays. He's still a weapon on the field. So it's still somebody that you have to account for. Defensively, they bring in Jair Alexander. He's going to be a dog if he stays healthy.
He will. He'll be okay.
He'll be all right. It's going to be a close game. I have it 31-27 in the favor of the Ravens. But I do think it'll be a high-scoring game. Both defenses are good, don't get me wrong. But, I think it'll be high-scoring. I think it'll be a shootout.
All right. And then for the last game that literally no one gives a rat's ass about.
Nope.
Vikings in Chicago playing the Bears. I think Vikings are going to take this. I know J.J. McCarthy's a little bit unproven here, and he got some controversy surrounding him at the moment. But I do think that they're going to take this game, and this will be probably a relatively high-scoring game. High-ish scoring game. 27-7, something like that would be my guess. But yeah, the Bears always are a whole lot of talk and not a whole lot of show. This has been proven year after year. That's about all I got on this game. It's not a game I put a whole ton of care or thought into.
Yeah, I'm the same way here. I have Minnesota winning it. Them being at Chicago helps Chicago a little bit, but not enough for it to be a win. I do think J.J. McCarthy is a good quarterback. He didn't really get to prove it much last season. He got hurt right away. But he's a good quarterback. He is going to be good for this team. There's a reason they moved on from Sam Darnold. They have faith in J.J. McCarthy. I think JJ to JJ is going to be a pretty solid connection. It's Justin Jefferson we're talking about here. He's arguably the number one receiver in the NFL. Even when he gets double teamed, he's catching the ball downfield. So if you put up a somewhat catchable pass like JJ McCarthy will, they're going to score touchdowns. So it's going to be a good matchup in the favor of Minnesota. I have it 20-17. Minnesota.
A little bit closer.
A little bit closer.
Yeah, that'll be a good game. Ish. Good for Bears
Ish.
fans because they're going to think that they're going to win this. They never... you know, they have a team this year. They have a line, finally. We'll see. We'll see if them big guys up front can do their job. I don't think they will. Their practice camp videos don't look all that great, so...
Nope.
I'm not all that hopeful in them here. So, I'll have to wait and see on that one here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. We got a lot of question marks, a lot of good games this week. I mean, as far as the first NFL Week 1 schedule, you know, this is one of the better Week 1 schedules we've had in a while, I feel like. I feel like the last couple of seasons, our Week 1 games have just been kind of blowout wins. Like, you know, you've got the Chiefs playing the Raiders. You've got, you know, the Ravens playing, I don't know, the Panthers, something like that. You know, you've got just blowout games that nobody really pays full attention to. But we got good divisional games this week. We've got a lot of good non-divisional games that are just going to be great competitive games. So a lot of good football to watch. Very excited for it.
Yeah, aren't we all? We've had a long off season, a lot of bull crap, a lot of controversy.
Yep.
Cool. So now we got some just random player news, random drama stuff that I just got picked out that I thought was kind of interesting. The one that goes all the way to game 1 is apparently Jason Kelsey was completely blocked from joining the first YouTube stream of the Chiefs v Chargers season opener in Brazil. So they apparently were in talks to contribute to the broadcast, but ESPN's policy apparently said, nope, get the hell out. Which I thought was interesting, but I guess it has to do with his podcast and conflicting whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very strange. I don't have a whole lot of opinion on that, but I mean, it's definitely strange. I do think it has something to do with his podcast and, you know, the YouTube streaming and all that, just because they're, you know, doing some weird stuff with this whole, you know, first live on YouTube that nobody has to pay for. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think my biggest issue with it is you want people to enjoy your sport, right? You create the National Football League, you want people to enjoy it, and then you're putting all these games behind paywalls.
Yep.
You know, the Amazon Prime deal, it's not Fubo, it's the Peacock games. You have you have all these random paywalls behind these games this year, and it was the same situation last year. You want more people to be into your sport, open it up. A lot of people watch his podcast. Let him do his podcast at the damn game. Why the hell not? It gets people into the sport. That's what you want, because those people are going to eventually go buy tickets, jerseys, and drive your own sales. Why are we stepping away from that? But, you know, screw me for having an opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, I didn't think about that side of it entirely, but yeah, I 100% agree with you there.
And then another piece of interesting news, which I alluded to earlier when we were talking about Tyreek Hill. I'm going to butcher her name here, but Kita Vaccaro has walked away from her 17-month marriage to Dolphin star wide receiver Tyreek Hill with a major divorce settlement. This is from the Daily Mail. Vaccaro, 28 years old, secured a $500,000 lump sum, both between $20,000 and $50,000 monthly in spending money, $100,000 a month for a new car, and $450,000 in legal fees, and an exclusive use of their $5.5 million mansion in Miami. Tyreek Hill, he's 31, and he remains responsible for their mortgage, utilities, and insurance, as Vaccaro occupies and has access to all of his residence. Tyreek Hill has made a total estimated sum of $147.5 million in his career. And this is going to take a dent out of that. And then he has, I think, a few other lawsuits. One that's now going to be over $20 million a year. And that's pretty brutal here. I think that's going to play into his mental state, especially playing in Miami, and it's just going to fuel the fire of him not getting along with Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, it's a real shame for Tyreek having to go through all this off-season drama. Seems like it's one thing after the other for him, whether it's divorce or, speeding on the way to games and stuff like that, trouble with the police. He's got so much going on. Definitely gotta feel bad for the guy, but, sucks. I mean, it does.
Actions have consequences.
Yeah, man.
That's how I like to put it.
Yeah.
And the other one, which is kind of large, is Dak Prescott taking shots at Micah Parsons while praising their new addition, Mr. Kenny Clark. Dak Prescott, quote, says, "I'm not going to say we're better, but I know we're adding a guy like Kenny Clark, adding a true leader, a real man. That's only going to elevate this team, who's been a Pro Bowler and is excited about being here." So, that's kind of crappy.
Wow.
I'm not a huge Dak Prescott fan. His skills just aren't there for me. I see them replacing him very fast with someone like Arch Manning or maybe possibly Malik Willis in the future. He's definitely not the face of the Dallas Cowboys moving forward, and this is a douchebag statement.
Could not agree more. Lost a lot of respect for him after hearing that statement. Not that I had a whole lot to begin with. I'm not a huge Cowboys fan. Who is?
I don't think anybody is. Besides people
besides Cowboys fans, obviously. But yeah, I mean, that's just what a fucked up thing to say, Like, you're talking about a guy like Micah Parsons. You're saying he's not a real man. First off, you're taking a stab at his manhood, and you're saying that was he not a Pro Bowler? Like you just said you bring in a guy like
Kenny Clark.
Like Kenny Clark, who has been a Pro Bowl player. Was Micah Parsons not a Pro Bowl player? Like, he's one of the best defensive players in the league.
My guess that he was, but I don't know.
That's just, I don't know. Insane statement from Dak Prescott to make. I understand that there was a lot of drama behind the team because of...
Micah Parsons was a Pro Bowl player from 2021 to 2024. He's been in the NFL for 4 years and has been selected for the Pro Bowl all 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what kind of statement are you making? I understand you're trying to, back Jerry Jones and, back his decision to get rid of Parsons, but no need to take a blow at, somebody like Micah Parsons and say some stuff like that,
I just don't think... I think they gave up... I don't think the Packers gave up enough, to be completely honest. I think...
Really?
Honestly. I mean, the first 2 round... The thing is the Cowboys aren't going to use those first-round picks. Well,
no, I think they already traded one, actually.
Great. So, I think we've discussed this before, before they even traded them. I was like... The thing is if they get rid of first-round picks, boo-hoo, it sucks for the Packers. They can always get them back some way, somehow. But the problem is they give them to the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are going to blow them on some bullshit that they don't need. I'm sorry, they need a quarterback. They will need a quarterback coming up here. So, getting rid of them is not the right way to go, especially if all your fans want Arch Manning. You're not going to do it, dude. He's going to go first round, and you're not going to have that pick if you get rid of him now, or you blow it on someone stupid.
Yeah. Just huge controversy in Dallas all off season. I mean, it just keeps continuing.
Well, they had the Luka deal originally with the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Which was a complete shit show. And now this is just... I don't know. These Dallas teams need to figure it out, and they need to figure it out fast because this ain't working for them.
Yep.
The other thing I had talked about, which we already talked about, was the Raiders are acquiring Kenny Pickett. We mentioned that already. Don't need to talk about that. We talked about Jair Alexander. He was hurt, but now he's better. You said he was practicing today. Good on him.
First official day.
Yep. And then Jaguars DE Josh Hines' 7-year-old son, Wesley, has beat cancer. I'm not very familiar with this player, but no matter what, if you beat cancer, that's a big thing and it deserves to be acknowledged. Wesley was diagnosed with acute, I'm going to fuck this up, I don't know. Do you know how to pronounce that?
Promyelocystic?
Leukemia. Okay, I should say leukemia.
Yeah.
We could have just started there. Earlier
Some
this year,
version of leukemia.
exactly, and he was diagnosed with leukemia earlier this year and is now in complete remission after 7 months of treatment. He tweeted, "Together as a family, we rang the bell. Wesley conquered cancer, and now we're channeling that victory into hopes for families still in the battle." So congratulations to them and their son. I'm glad that worked out for them. I only wish the best.
Absolutely. You said you don't have any idea who this is. I'll tell you who this is. This is the other Josh Allen, except he changed his name. Remember how when the Bills played the Jaguars, it was Josh Allen against Josh Allen?
Oh,
He changed his name so he was more
yeah.
recognizable. He's now Josh Hines Allen.
Yeah.
So I mean, definitely a big name guy. That's great news that his son was able to beat that. Yeah, definitely all props to their family, and we wish them all the best for sure.
So I got some players who were snubbed from the top 100 list, the 2025 NFL.
Let's talk about this because this is crazy, man.
Now the biggest one on here that pisses me off the most, which I don't like Brock Purdy, but come on, for 2025 NFL top 100 list, you didn't put Brock Purdy on there? You drunk?
Yeah, I mean, even in the top 90, the guys who made it above Brock Purdy, I don't think are better players than Brock Purdy. I mean, I don't think Brock Purdy is the best quarterback in the NFL by any means, but he's a good quarterback. I mean, he took the 49ers to a Super Bowl.
He's a top 10 he's a top 10 QB without a doubt. No matter anybody says, he's a top 10 QB this year. He was last year. Yeah. He was the year prior. That is a stupid statement. Another player on here, Saucier Gardner.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. How are you not going to put one of the best cornerbacks in the league on the top 100 list?
Yeah, and you got Devontae Smith and Jonathan Taylor. Like, come on, this is just brutal.
Yeah, I mean, it is every year. There's always guys that get snubbed from the top 100 that we think should have made the top 100. But
always,
if we replaced them with other guys that were in the top 100 list, we would be saying, "Oh well, why isn't this guy on the top 100 list?" So
correct. That's fair enough. All right. Well, we got the biggest bullshit news I've ever heard, and all capital letters on the bullshit here. According to Football Forever on Instagram, NFL Red Zone will contain actual full commercials for the 2025 season. There will be full commercials plus side overlay ads. Meaning, when you are watching your damn football, there's now going to be side overlay ads, and then they're going to take damn commercial breaks. Their new intro, per Scott Hansen, will be 7 hours of Red Zone football. Starts now. ESPN, listen to me. Go fuck yourself. Your day is fucking coming, and I mean that. I pay way too much goddamn money for Red Zone, and I don't want damn commercials. What am I paying for? Go fuck yourself. Yeah, you heard it. I'm angry about it. I couldn't have said it any better.
I mean, I know 100% we are not the only ones that, feel this way about this. The entire NFL community feels like we pay for Red Zone, we watch Red Zone, to have no commercials. 7 hours of commercial-free football. It has been that way for how many years now?
Years.
20+?
Yeah, it's been that way for years.
Why do we have to change it? You make enough money as a company. You don't need to change Red Zone. You're arguably going to make less money because you're not getting any streaming because you're adding commercials.
Next year, you know what they're going to do? They're going to raise the price of Red Zone. I promise. Or they're going to offer a commercial-free Red Zone. I don't even know what I pay. I think I pay $199 a year for Red Zone and the football package through Hulu TV. That's a guess. I'm not too sure if that's right or not. That's horseshit. Not only I already don't get access to every NFL game with that. I still have to have Peacock and whatever Amazon Prime Video. So go fuck yourself. And now this? Yeah, no. Get out of here. Get out of here. Some horse shit.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And then the next one, I'm going to skip that one because I really don't care. And then I guess another one here, depending on how y'all feel about Bill Belichick. Patriots owner Robert Kraft said he's going to put up a statue of Bill Belichick outside Gillette Stadium when he retires from coaching. With quotes here, he said, "When that 20-year era ended, it was always my intention to commission a statue for both Tommy and Bill when their respective careers were over, playing and coaching." I don't know how a lot of people kind of hate Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. So, I don't know if that's going to go over well. New England's fans are going to hang on to that moment for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't entirely disagree with the fact that he, may or may not deserve a statue. 100% Tom Brady deserves a statue. Absolutely. You can hate the man, but he is, a 7-time Super Bowl
champion.
Yeah, I mean, he deserves a statue out front of Foxborough. 1,000,000%. Now, Bill Belichick, I could go one way or the other. I mean, if they want to put up, a statue of Bill Belichick in his wrinkly ass oversized hoodie with the sleeves cut off, by all means, go right ahead. Fits the Patriot Nation, but what else are we going to do?
Oh, Jesus. All right, we got 2 more topics here. Just quick college football. Oh, we got a few more of these, actually. Hold on, let me go back. I'm going to save the John Gruden one because we'll finish off the podcast with your little dog segment here. Kind of like how Red Zone does every touchdown from the day at the end. All right. Just as of like an hour ago, Commanders released wide receiver KJ Osborne, which he should get picked up pretty quick. Yeah, 28-year-old veteran, totaled 1,902 receiving yards, 16 touchdowns, 165 targets since entering the league. He'll be a solid pickup for any team, to be completely honest.
Yep, 100% agree.
The other thing that's kind of controversial that's going around is the Gold Shield. Players like Jaden Daniels will be wearing this Gold Shield. It's awarded to NFL players that have won major awards last season, meaning MVP, so Josh Allen will have one. Any of the Rookies of the Year, number 1 players, all that crap. They're going to get this fancy little Gold Shield. Maybe it'll be like the Madden curse.
Honestly, I hope so. But I think this is a load of horse shit. Complete horse shit. I think if they were going to do something like this, it should be a gold patch that goes on the jersey of any player that has won one of those major awards in their career. I think, if Lamar won, which he did, 2 MVPs, he should have a gold patch on his jersey. Derrick Henry, Offensive Player of the Year, give him a gold patch on his jersey. There are tons of other players that deserve their credit. So if you're going to start something like this, don't just make it for the 5 or 6 people from the previous year. Make it like the Walter Payton patch where they wear it for the rest of their career, no matter what team they're on, what jersey they're wearing. They get that patch. They deserved it. They played hard for it. So, I think it's a load of horse shit that it's 5 or 6 people that get to wear that patch. But, we'll see.
I think they're also really trying to highlight the these rookies that are coming in. And mostly because I feel like these last few rookie years have been really tough. A lot of the players have not been all that great or been great in college and not been able to compete at the level in the league that they're expected to. So it's kind of like a participation trophy to an extent. But we'll see how that plays out long term. And then this one will help us loop into our little college football segment here. Ohio State, Texas was the most viewed Week 1 college football game of all time. It had 16.6 million viewers last Saturday. It was the 3rd most watched regular season college football game on Fox of all time. That is huge. Great game for Ryan Day. They kicked some ass. I kind of knew they were going to kick Texas. Arch Manning played like complete crap. which was really unfortunate because he has a lot of hype surrounded around him. But honestly, great game.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was 100% a defensive matchup. Ohio State's defense dogged on Texas the entire time.
Of course.
Everyone thought that both sides of the ball were going to have a huge offensive matchup, but it ended up being, an defensive matchup. I think Matt Patricia, being their defensive coordinator now at Ohio State, he coached an amazing game shutting down Texas's offense. But yeah, really interested to see what happens to both of those teams in the rest of the year. I think they have a good potential to meet again in the college football playoffs, and it'll be very interesting if they do.
Yep, and a huge loop in here to our John Gruden segment, because we've talked about John Gruden a few times. But since Alabama had a terrible game, they absolutely got rocked. John Gruden said he'd be interested in coaching for Alabama, although I don't see it ever. But he says that he really wants to coach for the SEC. In my opinion, is that the SEC kind of sucks and has sucked, and he should go coach the Big Ten or go coach an NFL team.
Yep.
Because I think coaching at Alabama is just going to waste your time, because Crimson Tide is nothing without Nick Saban, and that's just the absolute fact of it. It's just not the same team, not the same discipline. NIL is killing college football as it stands. It's also killing the NFL. But Alabama's suffering greatly from NIL issues so far, especially with other teams with 40 million NIL caps. I mean, Texas, Ohio State, Michigan are all planning to do $40 million worth of NIL this year, which is ridiculous.
Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yep. The other one, Bill Belichick. Speaking of Bill Belichick.
Wow. Absolutely just wow. I mean, the TCU Horned Frogs beat the shit out of Bill Belichick and the UNC Tar Heels. I mean, I don't think anyone in the country expected the outcome of that game. Not a single person. I mean, what was the final score? 46-7 or something like that?
Yeah, TCU themselves have not been amazing, but they showed up that game, and they just outplayed Bill Belichick every step of the way. I mean, it was funny when Bill Belichick was 46, his girlfriend was 7 years old.
Oh, man.
I mean, the team, he's literally spending more time babysitting his girlfriend than caring about the team. And that just shows here. And I think his job, they'll be looking for a replacement very soon if this continues throughout the season.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I mean, nobody was looking at UNC as being a good team this year if Bill Belichick wasn't brought in. I think he literally just made it that it was like a social media sort of thing where what's Bill Belichick going to do now that he's coaching them? He did it because he was bored. I mean, he literally was bored sitting at home doing nothing because he lost out on the Patriots job. I do not think he will do anything good for UNC. I don't think it'll last very long. I think he should retire and call it a day.
Yeah, he won't do that.
No, definitely not.
Alrighty. Well, it's your turn. It's time for Nathan's Dogs of the Week.
It's that time. It's that time, man. My favorite time of the week.
Alright.
Dogs of the week, bro.
Yeah? You think? Let me put these up here for you. Give me a minute.
So, Dogs of the Week is going to be our weekly segment here, where we kind of do something similar to some of our favorite people over at Good Morning Football. Kyle Brandt does a segment called Angry Runs. Ours will be called Dogs of the Week. Instead of just runs, we're going to do something similar with kind of like big hits of the week, or shoulder trucks, or just somebody had an amazing play that had everybody's jaws on the floor. So those are going to be the Dogs of the Week. We have 5 clips to show you from preseason because we don't have any true NFL action yet. But to start off, we should have. It is a clip here of David Ojabo, outside linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens, coming very, very clean off the edge. Not a single person was blocking him. Clean off the edge, completely unblocked. And the best part about this hit here is he broke Anthony Richardson's finger and sidelined him for the rest of the game. Anthony Richardson was on the bench for the rest of the game, and he showed his hand to the camera that was pointed at him, and his pinky finger was pointed west while all of his fingers were pointed north. It was that bad. And I mean, David Ojabo just, absolute dog coming off the edge, clean off the edge, and just full-blown spearing Anthony Richardson. I mean, he didn't even see it coming.
Oh, that's a great hit. I got no words to say. That's just killer. Alrighty, let's take a look at this the second one here.
Second clip of the week, I believe we have should be one of the Cowboys cornerbacks absolutely lifting up a Rams player. Yep. Or no, a Rams player lifting up a Cowboys tight end here. Full-blown lifted him up, wrestling style, body slammed him to the ground. I don't know if he was thinking that they were on the mats in the wrestling room, but absolute dog there for the Rams in that cornerback slot.
Look at his foot. So look at this guy's foot. If he came down wrong, it's really bad. Next clip. If he came down wrong right there, this foot would have been just. That would have been another Dak Prescott, Aiden Hutchinson child injury, just broken in all sorts of ways.
Oh yeah.
Look at that form. I'm surprised this isn't illegal.
Yeah, I'm surprised this didn't get flagged. I will say when I was watching this Ding Productions video earlier, shout out to Ding Productions, by the way, one of the best on the YouTube platform there. Definitely subscribe to them. Big plug for them. I was watching this video earlier and I saw a lot of hits that were really good and then just got flagged. I mean, they were that good that it was like, no, that can't be legal. So
that's a good hit. I'm glad they let him play. All right.
Third clip here, and this one's clipped properly, so we should have a full clip.
Yes.
This one is from Mr. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, laying down his shoulder on two guys at one time, and then laying down his shoulder again on another player, and then just getting pushed out of bounds. But I mean, come on.
That's just brutal.
Absolutely brutal, full-blown dog energy. Sucks that it didn't work out in New Orleans, but he is back with the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he's going to have a lot of success there. Just absolute animal.
Yeah, see, he's somebody here, but as soon as he goes to the Chiefs, he's nobody.
Yep, that's right. Real shame for him.
Yeah, mistake. Always go to a team that you're going to shine on. Don't go to a team that you're going to get washed out.
Yep. All right, our second clip, we have a guy on the Falcons named Josh Woods, a linebacker from University of Maryland. Not sure he's a rookie right now, but definitely did go to the University of Maryland. And I mean, he just clobbered Cropper here from the Cowboys. Let's turn the volume up on this guy.
Hold on. Can you hear the helmet?
Oh yeah.
Right in the head. This play is an illegal hit, but
yeah, it was not helmet to helmet, but it definitely seemed like a little bit of targeting in there.
It looked like it was full helmet to helmet.
Yeah, I mean, insane.
Oh, my
huge hit came flying in there, gets up, barking. Absolute contender for dog of the week.
You ready for the hardest hit?
one of our favorite clips is our final clip. One of our favorites from all of preseason action goes to, or I guess maybe against, CeeDee Lamb. We've got a referee here on this fine game.
Honestly, that's the hardest CeeDee Lamb is going to get hit
by-
this whole season.
Yep.
Boom! Look at his back just bend.
Just catches him completely by surprise.
Boosh!
Yeah. Hilarious that Sadie did not see the referee.
I
Why
don't think
he
the
was
referee
standing
saw
in the
him.
way beats me. But yeah, those are our clips for Dogs of the Week.
Alrighty. Yeah, those are some good clips. Definitely some killer ones.
Yeah, who do we think full-on Dog of the Week goes to?
I'm gonna say the referee.
Yeah.
I think
It's
the
hard not to say
referee.
the
I think the referee wins that one, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I think I'm about to agree with you. I mean, second contender for me is definitely David Ojabo coming clean
I
off
agree.
the edge, breaking Anthony Richardson's finger. Absolutely hilarious.
I think that one kick return hit looked pretty rough.
Yeah, against Cropper.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, great contenders for Dogs of the Week. We are going to have a lot of clips to
Go through.
decipher through, go through, post week one. A lot of games coming up, a lot of, full blown action. Very excited to have our starting rosters going here. Yeah, man, we are stoked. Tomorrow is our day. I mean, I know we're recording this on a Wednesday. It might get posted on Thursday, so we'll say maybe today is the day. But yeah, man, we are stoked.
I agree. We are stoked. So yeah, from here on out, we're looking at probably about an every Thursday post, until schedules change. Both of us are full-time students and busy, but you gotta take some time to love the sport you love.
Absolutely.
Bear with us. We're a ton of idiots, so we're just figuring this out as we go. So it will not be perfect.
Nope.
But as we progress, it shall get better or worse.
100%.
Yeah. So I appreciate you all for watching. Thank you guys very much, and we will catch you next Wednesday. Also, we have our Instagram and our Twitter account, or X, whatever the hell you want to call it. It should just be The Final Snap Podcast, if I'm correct. Both of those will be linked in our description on YouTube. And then all the film used in this whole podcast is not owned by us. It is owned by the NFL. We're just honoring it. Can't wait for the cease and desist.